Hi, you guys. Welcome back to the show. Hey, I just wanted to talk something about some online banking rates. Got a new email from Ally today. Looks like they're lowering my online savings account rate, and that prompted me to want to look and see what else is out there. We're going to talk about it here, Firefighter Financial Toolbox. Join me. So today I was checking my emails and I got an email from Ally, and I want to read you guys what it says. A message from Ally. Bradley, if you've been paying attention to the economic news lately, you've seen that after a period of increases, interest rates are on the downswing and projected to fall further. These market conditions impact all kinds of things, from mortgages to CDs to savings accounts. Because of this, beginning on 6/25/19, your online savings account rate has moved down from 2.2% to 2.10% annual percentage yield on all balance tiers. We wanted to make sure you were aware of this change because to us, being straightforward is the right thing to do. What does this mean for you? The example they give is for every $1,000 in your savings account balance, you'll earn $1 less over the course of a year. Even with this change, your rate is still 20 times the national average, so you can rest assured that your money is in the right place. It's always a good idea to keep track of your rates, and you can find that at your rate. You can find your rate online or explore the section in our mobile app. So this actually made me wonder if Ally is the only one who is having these changes to their rates. So today I decided I would go online to Bankratecom, which is where I always look for CD rates, online savings rates, that kind of thing, and wanted to see. So I decided I was going to pick the top 5. Now, these are not the top 5 yielding savings accounts. My criteria was it had to be a name that people recognized. There were a couple on there that started in 2018, like, mysavings.com. I wanted banks that people knew. So the first one that I found on the list was actually number 4 on their list, and that was CIT Bank. CIT Bank has an online savings rate of 2.4%. Now, with that, there's a couple caveats, and I'm going to talk about each one in there. You have to have either a $25,000 minimum balance, or you have to start with $100 and continue to make $100 deposits each month. And if you don't, then you actually only get a 1.28% rate. Now, as long as you keep putting the $100 in, it will give you the rate of 2.4%. A couple of drawbacks. It does not have a mobile app. The only way that you can make these deposits are ACH transfers from your bank to that bank. So not a huge deal. That's how I transfer most of my money, but I like having an app so I can check the balances. They don't have it. Okay, the next one we found is Citi, and those of you know Citi Bank is a huge bank, but they have an online bank as well, and they have a program called Citi Accelerate, which is an online high-yield savings account. Now, Citi Bank does have an app, and they're currently doing a rate of 2.36%, which sounds pretty darn good. But there's a couple of caveats to this one. It's only available in 41 states. Now, I'm not going to try to list out all the states. If you're interested in this, you need to go online to their site. They have the states listed out. A couple other things that are important to note is it's a $4.50 service charge on the account each month. Now, they will waive the service charge if you keep a minimum balance of $500. Other than that, there's no minimum. So if you go below $500, you're going to have that $4.50 service charge every month. That was number 7 on the list. So the next bank that we found was Marcus by Goldman Sachs, and that was number 13 on the list. Their rate is 2.25%, which is pretty good. Now, a couple of drawbacks. The minimum requirement, don't have that, but they have no ATM access. So you don't have a debit card to get money out if you need it. They also don't have an app, and being 2019, to me, Every person uses their phone for banking. People, get an app. Okay. Number 15 on the bank was on the list was Ally, which we're not going to talk about because we already talked about it going from 2.2% down to 2.1%. But what I wanted to do is look at my other options to see if maybe it's time to transfer some money. So the number 4 bank on our list is actually number 16 on the list of top 20, and it's Barclays Bank. Now, Barclays is actually an English bank, but they're doing 2.2%. Now, a couple of things there. They don't offer any ATM access. They don't offer a checking account, so you can't do all your banking there. And the only thing they allow are online transfers or ACH transfers to and from your bank. So that's a drawback, but no minimum balance and pretty easy as that goes. Number 5 on our list, and this is another bank that we've heard of, is American Express. That was actually number 17 on the top 20 list, so it shows you there's a lot of banks in there that I'd never heard of. Anyway, American Express is doing 2.1%. They do not have any mobile deposit, and the mobile app they have, it says, can only be used if you're a credit card customer. So if you have an American Express card, you can use that and you can access your bank account information that way. To me, that's a little bit unnecessary, but that's their rules. Other than that, it didn't say anything about minimum balances or otherwise. Anyway, the reason I did this video is because I wanted to see if it was worth it to me to find another bank that I'd heard of where I could possibly transfer some of my emergency fund out of Ally. Now, I've been with Ally for about 7 or 8 years now, guys, and this is part of what happens when the interest rate goes up. I can remember when we were getting less than 1% on our online savings account, and then it went up and up and up, and it got to 2.2, and it was great. Now, there are, as I said, a couple out there that are a little bit higher, but I'm not sure at this time it's worth going through the effort to transfer money, especially when some of them have some restrictions as far as how you can do, or charging me a service fee or this kind of thing. And a lot of them also, remember, as the interest rates go down, some of these other banks may as well, their rates may go down too. Anyway, if you have any questions about it, leave them in the comments. If you enjoyed this or if you have any ideas for me, put them in the comments. Give me a thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, come on back, and we'll talk again next week. All right, thanks a lot.